Fresh niggas with my grinding. Now I ain't trying to do shit. Then nobody put my hand in. Cause smoke these niggas lying. I smoke. One time for the most high, you ain't being cutthroat. Cause all I ever wanted was to smash my opponents. Don't need second cash, not knowing it wouldn't last. You gotta hold yourself by the nose. Cause all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Learn that I knew I was a gangster. The thing that I came from the Lord's anger. Pretty doing more than time that I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster.
TV work.
I was a gangster.
On the other side. It should be in the back, actually. Play with it a little bit. It comes on. So, I'm going to start in just a second.
West till they bury me. I run west till they bury me. I run west till they bury me. I be one west to the depth till they bury me. One west till they bury me. I run west till they bury me. I run west till they bury me. I be one west to the depth till they bury me. I be one west to the depth till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy and get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar like you're glycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get dividends.
Yeah, if it don't work, it is what it is.
I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Phenomenally phenomenal. So what you fucking trying to do? Rhyming chemical. This is funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to the pussy niggas just popping shit. Team of all stars. I'm coaching up like a Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and the politics. They vagina, so we go check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I'm rhyming this and regurgitate for the audience. It's all applauding this because the competition is fraudulent. From the era when niggas smoke up like a ball and make a flow. Big stupid shit, got a retarded sense. All the dominance, one west crowd in the prominent. Cause I be from west to the left till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the left till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the depth till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the depth till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. And they take a quiet.
Mute my maneuvers.
But I'm right like I got 2 pounds for Uber. Rhyme hard like they've been viewed by Medusa. Now I'm really Lucas, 17 in the ruler. Only need a few. Sit up in your Maduna, Alabama, put a regatta, niggas wildin', they want every dollar. They rhyme wild like Apollo, let the semi holler. The showstoppers and the rappers and the teeny boppers. But now I'm going off the phone, creamy on my vodka. I put these bitches on the block, modify the choppers. There's more baby in the front of mama. The marijuana say I got the lot of dollars on it. When I'm a bowling, ain't no rapping through.
Hey, don't even sweat it. That shit not gonna work. We'll deal with it next time. I needed it, but I'm not gonna worry about it. It's like, do me a favor though. Plug that in, wrap the white cord, and then plug it in over here. I need it for my phone to stay sharp. I'm one west to the bury me. I be one west to the depth till they bury me. I'm one west to the bury me. I be one west to the depth till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the depth till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. What? Alright. We'll start in just a second. Bear with me 1 second. Just a second. Alright. Let's get it.
I just want to see my enemies fall. Yeah. Hey, yo, I just want to blow. So my niggas said blow. Because we about to go and get it out. Nigga, I just want to blow. Forget them 20s where they fall. I've been praying that my enemies fall. Nigga, I just wanna pop. And I hope you proud too. And every why I gotta keep it true. Nigga, I just wanna pop. Just give me what I'm due. Let my enemies see the living proof, Lord. I just wanna pop.
All right.
Feel my own city,
Let's get it.
enough room to put my niggas out there. Just start over getting something.
All right, Shalom Israel. It's Precinct Captain of 10,000, Cornwall, coming out of Southern California. Shalakia for the tardiness, and we had got jammed up, but we was able to get everything now situated. So we today, once again, you understand this is consistent classes all over the nation. But today is Tuesday Brotherhood class. And for those watching today, I appreciate you joining in. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the topics I'm going to go in today is a discussion that needs to be had. And one of those discussions is we need to have a clear understanding that just as men are held to a high standard coming into the truth, so are women. And one of the things that we don't do is we don't examine our women, not saying us in the truth, but we don't speak about it enough. And one of the most important things is you definitely got to give reverence. And when I say reverence, to a righteous sister. A righteous sister deserves all the praise, all the glory that she deserves, because what she does, if she takes on the spirit that Christ wanted our sisters to be in, that's right, she deserves it. But for you evil, wicked women out here, we gonna check you bitches.
That's right. That's right.
Straight like that. Period. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. But we check our women. Why? Because if we don't learn from the mistakes of our forefathers, we will continue to be entrapped with all these wicked things that happen to us in regards to women and the mistakes we make behind them. Now, what we got to clearly understand is this. We have to make a complete difference in regards to understanding the spirits that come with an evil woman and a righteous woman. Like with evil women, we're going to press because evil women are being pushed among our sisters all over the world. What are they? They're easily influenced. They get manipulated. They're attention seeking. You know what I'm saying? Give me some other. They're clamorous. They run their goddamn mouth. Go ahead. You want to say something now?
Oh, I was going to add what you're saying. They whores. They
Oh.
They, man, I just went through a situation where the sister talking about this earth.
Yeah.
One of the two, we ain't got nothing to talk about.
Man, facts. Women super clamorous, proud, and then you know what a lot of wicked women do? They seek the counsel of another wicked woman, and that ain't seeking counsel. What you're doing is you're destroying yourself even more. Why? Because you asking from counsel from another lonely bitch that don't know how to caper a man in the first place. She just pumping you up because you want somebody to validate you. Well, guess what? We don't validate whores in the UPK. We validate those righteous sisters. We love righteous sisters. And we're going to go into some characteristics of the Bible and precept upon precept to show the spirit you got to get away from. You know what I mean? These things are important. And men, moving forward, you cannot continue to accept this disgusting lifestyle that these women push on you. They push it to your women. They push it to your children, your daughters, your mothers with the twerking, the exposure of your body, the exposure of your behind. Like all of that it's become such a normal. It's been such a situation that is okay with society, but it is not okay with the Lord. Like it's not at all. And we got to wake up to reality. And we need to speak on this more, because what we do is if we don't speak on it, we allow these demons to keep pushing forward. We allow these demons to keep having a place to live. Sisters, if you really want a righteous man, we're going to find out what it takes to keep a righteous man tonight.
But we're going to expose those demons that you were in past dealing with, and you may be dealing with now. And how do you expose it and cast them devils out? With the truth of the Most High power, man.
That's right.
Only with the truth of the Lord. Like the Bible says, the only thing more powerful than a woman is the truth. And so, men, you got to start getting on these sisters, man. And don't be nice and tender with them, man. Don't coddle to their feelings. Check a bitch if a bitch need to be checked. And love a sister that needs to be loved. Give her respect. Praise her, man. Give her that. Because some sisters deserve that. But some sisters deserve to be checked, man. And before we even go into some precepts, these are some things, young men and troopers, that y'all want to always remember. When you're dealing with a sister coming into the truth or in the world, or you have some interest in a sister, you got to learn to examine women. You have to. And there's some questions that we're going to have to ask ourselves that we must be prepared to ask these women. Because if you're truly about fixing you and fixing these women, then you must ask the questions that your people are afraid to ask. Like one of the questions that I pose that you need to make sure you pay attention to, when you're dealing with a woman and she look good to you, one of the questions you should ask is, hey, who's the last person you had sex with? Because if you ask that question, you get an understanding of what kind of woman she is. She can say, I've been what? I've been celibate for the last 2 years. Or I had sex last night. That matters, does it not? You know what I'm saying? Another question to pose is this, and this is one that is unpopular. It's a very unpopular question. And that question is, hey sis, have you ever been molested before? Now I asked that question, and I'm going to tell you this. I don't want you to ask this, you meet a sister on the first question you ask her. You're going to scare the sister away. But if you're interested in talking to a sister, you interested in seeing where things go with a woman in the truth or in the world, you need to ask this question. Because if you ask this question and she lets you know after you feel comfortable with each other, what you decide, what you start to find out is what kind of demons you're going to have to deal with. You're going to be able to find out how you're going to be able to heal this sister so that she can learn to be a healed woman and that a woman that can learn to serve you correctly. See, the problem is the reason why the school has this 1-year rule is because it gives you time to examine one another. It gives you time to really take the time to talk and learn each other. Figure out, is this what you really want? Because not every woman is going to be good for you, brother. It's not. You know what I mean? And sister, same thing. Not every brother is going to be good for you. You know what I'm saying? So you take your time. You ask these questions. Don't ask them after you didn't have sex with her. You didn't dirty her mouth already. Nobody want her. And now you got to deal with the consequences. We cannot continue to make the mistakes because you let lust run your life. You let your vain desires run your life. Yes, Akim. Man, that black woman is fine as hell, man. That Hispanic, Native American, Indian woman is fine as hell. But guess what? Beauty is vain too. You know what I mean? Beauty goes away. A rose is beautiful for a time. And then it starts to wither and die away and not look as beautiful as it was. And what you left with? An empty vessel. Somebody you don't know. Somebody that you don't respect. When you can say to yourself, look, I'm not looking for a woman about looks. Yeah, looks is a bonus. Yeah, I want me a fine sister. I mean, brother, that's what brothers tend to want. But brother, do you like the sister? Did you get to know her? Did you understand what it's going to take to be the head over her? Because one of the things you have to understand is the responsibility. What's some other questions that we must pose? I'm going to go through some questions that as brothers, if you're watching the video, sisters, you're watching the video, a man coming into the truth or want to talk to a sister, you need to ask these kind of questions. Another question I pose is, let's see, have you ever cheated on a man? You got to ask that question. Why? Because, brother, if she cheated on a man, she may whore on you as well. She may be the same whore coming into the truth, trying to be righteous, that she was in the world and faking the funk. You know what I mean? She possibly could be that. So you ask these questions to do what? To examine her. To make, and you got to put them on the table, because guess what? You choose the wrong woman, Akia, your life can be hard and struggle and pain. And sister, if you don't give yourself time to change and really conform and not be of this world, you are going to fail as well. And we have to go about things like this. And one of the most important questions to ask, brothers, because I didn't have conversations with brothers where they lust on the phone. I'm looking at the phone like, damn, this brother on. One of the questions you must pose, and this is just UPK 101. What is your father? What nationality is your father? Because you look, but who are you though? Why do we pose these questions? Why do we go ahead, Up? So you can stay in line with the Most High Power, man. And that's all we're trying to do. And one of the things that's very important is to really go hard on these sisters, man. As brothers coming into the truth, did you not have to get in all black? Did you not have to come to class and follow orders and do what you were told? And sometimes you was tired and didn't want to do it, but you did it anyway. Didn't you study for that officer's test? Weren't you on a strict tutelage? Yes, you were. So why in the hell are you not putting your women through the same rigorous things you got to go through? If we all searching for perfection, you better perfect that woman too. Sisters, you better perfect yourself and stop playing with brothers. Stop playing with yourself. If this is not really what you want, the world is there. And niggas is giving you AIDS, they beating you up, they raping you, they doing all manners of evil, which I pray you get away from. But in here, you becoming safe. You're able to be a woman. You're able to be soft and delicate. You're able to have someone that's going to protect you and care about your feelings. Why? Because if we decide to take you on as a wife, you're my what? My responsibility. And so these are the things that we need to examine. It's very, very important. Let me get to some of my precepts. Salakia, bear with me. So before I get to the precepts, it's one of the things I want you to understand. Like, checking a woman is the Bible. And we're going to speak about a story where Christ, who y'all say y'all love, y'all say y'all about, he checked the woman for being out of order. Let's get let's get John chapter 4, and I want you to start at verse 7. This is a story about a Samaritan woman. And Christ had to check her. You know what I mean? And he checked her, and he was right for checking her. He was right for checking her. And that's one of the things that sisters have to understand too. A real sister is going to learn to take, oh, you had a point? Go ahead, please. Speak up louder.
We're supposed to be following the Most High Christ, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing that the Bible talks about. Correction is love. You correct those you love. You know what I'm saying? So if you do love that sister, you is going to take the time to correct her. You ain't going to sit there and just let your lust ruin her life by trying to just move in and have sex with her, because you can destroy her whole life. She's stuck with you.
Absolutely. Her whole life she's stuck with you. Absolutely. So you got to make wise decisions. And that's another question you got to pose too. A lot of you sisters don't ask yourself this question. And brothers, you make sure you ask every sister you decide that you want to bring and have them called by your name. And sisters, this is a question you must examine yourself with. And that is, you coming from the world, you have to look yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, are you the problem? Because a lot of you women think, oh, it was them niggas. Oh, it was him. They didn't do what I asked him to do, or he wasn't this and he wasn't that. But 10 niggas? You mean to tell me all of them? No, baby girl, you're the problem. And if a sister can't accept and look in the mirror and see that she's the problem, she is telling you she is not the woman for you. She's telling you up front, no matter how good she look, no matter how much you want to see what the business is, brother, it will behoove you to get away from that woman. You know what I mean? But there's some sisters that look in the mirror and say, I got faults. I'm not the best person. I didn't know how to be the best woman. That's a woman that can take what? Constructive criticism. That's what women have to learn to take. Us checking you, sis, is constructive criticism. And a real sister will take it as constructive and not destructive. Because guess what? A lot of you women have daddy issues. You ain't never had a father that loved you to teach you how to be a woman. You ain't had a father that was going to bow your neck like the Bible says. Bible says in Ecclesiasticus, you have daughters, you need to bow their necks. And why do you bow their necks? Because bowing a daughter's neck teaches her to be modest, teaches her to be humble, teaches her to be kind and loving, not wicked and proud and whorish, all the things of a wicked and evil woman, man. And we can't have that. And sisters, I promise you, I don't think y'all know, I'm going to look out for y'all. If any of y'all trying to be wicked, if any of y'all trying to do some outlandish stuff, I'm checking you. And I'll take the checking and we can go to counsel. But one of the things that I understand in this truth that I've dedicated my life to is that this house has to be with no blemish. We can't have stains in this house. So you're either going to do it the right way or you're not going to do it at all. And I'm going to see to it. I'm going to see to it. Because in here, I was called to be perfect. You were called to be perfect. And so, and if I'm called for that, you men are called for that, then you damn well better realize, sis, you called to be perfect as well. Give my precept, John chapter 4, start at verse 7, Baba Kashab.
John chapter 4, verse 7.
Go ahead.
There cometh a woman of Samaria.
There coming a woman of Samaria. Go ahead.
To draw water. Yahushua saith unto her, give me to drink.
Now, this is what's going on. Context. It's a Samaritan woman. She's around Christ at this time. And Christ chilling because his disciples had went off to go get some meat, some food. And he looking at her like, hey, go get me some water. Go get me some water. Like, hey, brother, can you give me something to drink? Hey, sis, can you make me a plate? You know what I'm saying? And instead of being in the righteous spirit of humbleness, because I'm not asking you like I'm trying to control or be a tyrant over you. I'm literally asking because I would like your assistance. We have to get out of this spirit of just wickedness in that thinking that we're equal. We're not equal. And so Christ said, hey, give me some water. You over there by the well, give me some water. Go ahead.
Verse 8, for his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. So it's saying that because if the disciples were there, who would have got the water? The disciples would have got the water. And would they have had a problem getting their king some water? No, they would have got them some water. But they were going to go get some meat. He was chilling. And it's Christ, the King of Israel. He deserves that. Just like every brother in the truth deserves a sister to be under him and be in subjection. But keep going. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, how is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me?
And look, she was so proud, like, hey, why are you asking me for some water? Like, hey, why are you asking me to cook you some dinner? Why are you asking me to do all this and that? A proud woman. Proud. You gotta kill that spirit. And in my house, and in brother's house that I raised, and how I've been raised, we ain't allowing that. You better kill that spirit immediately. The only masculinity that should be in the house is the head of the house. In my house, I am the masculine. I am the masculinity. I don't want to hear none of that. What? Can you go get me some water? Oh, okay, thank you. I appreciate it. I thought I had to just ask one time. Right. Okay, no sweat. That's how it is over here. But she got an attitude. You ask of me to get some water? Go ahead.
which am a woman of Samaria.
Go ahead.
For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans.
The Jews have no dealings with Samaria. She looking like, you asking me to get some water and we don't even deal with each other? What does that matter? You're still a servant to me. Christ is how, that's how he's looking at it. But she's trying to be smart. A spirit that is in a lot of you sisters coming out of the world. You got a smart ass mouth. Right. And you need to check it immediately. You need to check the things that you say. You need to think before you speak. Go ahead.
Verse 10. Yahushua answered and said unto her, if thou knowest the gift of God, and who it is that saith to thee, give me to drink, thou wouldest have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water.
He like, yo, if you knew who I was that asked you to grab me something to drink, I would have gave you living water. You know what I'm saying? How he's saying that is like, if you knew who I was, you would be quick to serve me. Quick. Well, guess what, sis? We serve Christ as the man. Women are supposed to serve their man as we serve Christ. So if a man that's your husband or a brother that's over you has dominion over you for the time being, be quick to follow orders. Because it's as if Christ was giving you that order. And guess what? So back to the storyline, he like, yo, if you know who asked to give you water, you would have been quick to give, because I would have gave you living water. You would have wanted to give it because I said it. But go ahead.
Okay, verse 11. The woman said unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with.
Now she's interested. Like, wait a minute, huh? Wait a minute, okay. Because guess what? A lot of y'all think, like, now the reason why she changed her whole spirit up is because she now thought she could get something out of it. That is a problem. She said, well, look, I don't have anything to draw with. That should never be your spirit, sis. That's a demon as well. You doing things because you think you deserve something. The only thing you deserve is if being a righteous woman, to be under a righteous man. Because it could be so much more worse. But this woman now, hearing what Christ said, our King, said, if you know who was asking you and you got me water, I would have gave you living water. Now she's interested. So she said, well, I have nothing to draw with. Go ahead.
And the well is deep.
And the well is deep. Making excuses. Don't make excuses. Go ahead.
From whence then hast thou that living water?
Now she's curious. And what is this living water you're talking about? Since when do you have living water? Go ahead.
Verse 12. Art thou greater than our father Jacob?
Art thou greater than our father Jacob? Now she's trying to act like she knows some things. Another spirit, proud spirit, that sisters, you got to get out of it. You take on the customs of these heathens. That's right. That spirit of being like that masculine and destructive and disruptive spirit, it's not a spirit of you. You will call, like, just because you know you Israel, don't mean you deserve the title of a princess. Did I not earn the title of a priest? I had to earn that right. You have to earn your right to be a princess. You have to earn it. And she being smart. You know what I'm saying? Are thou greater than our father Jacob? Keep reading.
Okay. Which gave us the well and drank therefore himself and his children and his cattle. Yahushua answered and said unto her, whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again.
Whosoever drinketh this water, you talking about Jacob, since he's such a mighty individual, they're going to drink, they're going to be thirsty again. They're going to be thirsty again, which is your lack of understanding that you didn't realize. You didn't realize why we do things. We do the things we do. We say the things we say. We come as hard as we come with the Spirit of the Lord. It's because we understand the consequences behind not following one another. If we don't follow Christ, there's consequences for that. If you don't follow your husband to a T, there's consequences for that. Go ahead. And read it one more. Read the last part from the last part real quick. Go ahead.
Verse 13. Yahushua answered and said unto her, whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again.
You're going to thirst again for not listening. Go ahead.
But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst.
And what is that water that we trying to give you, sis? We trying to give you the water that Christ left. The water is the truth. The water is this understanding, this cleansing of yourself, this ability to not be like the other nations, not to think like them, not to whore yourself out like them, not to be disgusting and vile as them. Go ahead.
But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of waters springing up into everlasting life.
Into what?
Everlasting life.
And you're going to get everlasting life for following your husband if he's a righteous man. And sisters, I feel sorry for you. If you don't have a man in the UPK, you're in trouble. You're absolutely in trouble. Because in us, you're going to learn to get everlasting life because we follow our King Christ. We follow him to a T, which is why we get criticized for going as hard as we do, because it's uncomfortable. It's not natural in your sense that we talk to you a certain way, that we deal with you in a certain way. It's not natural to you. You know why? Because you never had a father that truly loved you. You know who your father was and is? The white man that the Bible speaks of. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of. Because guess what? That white man, he let you shake your behind all over YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all of that, Facebook, all of that. He let you get on your soapbox and have conversations about black men and Hispanic men, how we ain't shit, how we're nothing, how we need to get ourselves together. He gets on his soapbox about all of those things. He lets you do those things. But in here, we chastise you for thinking that way. We correct you for hating your brother. We correct you for disrespecting your father. And in the manner of how we do it, it's not soft and tender. It's not delicate. Because I was never meant to be delicate. I'm a father. I got daughters. And I'm going to bow their neck so that they understand real respect, real truth, real spirit of women. You know what I mean? Keep reading that.
Sir. Verse 15. The woman said unto him, Sir, give me this water that I thirst not.
Yeah, and see, after the fact, and you know what's crazy? This is the spirit she's in now. She like, well, damn, can I have this water that you talking about? It's like after the fact, you know what I mean? Let me give you an example. It's like a woman getting with a man, and she not realizing that's the man she's supposed to be with. And then she ends up doing what? She ends up whoring on him. And then after the fact, she goes, dang, I'm sorry. Can you forgive me? No, it's too late now because you didn't listen to me in the first place. We don't have time for you not listening. That's what the Bible even tells you what? Be slow to speak and quick to listen. Because it's very important that you take these words and digest them. It's very important that you take the spirit behind how we should be to one another and implement it. You want the kingdom of heaven, sis? You want your babies to be safe? You want to feel safe underneath a man? Well, come into the ISUPK wholeheartedly. Put aside your worldly views and take on the spirit of the Lord in truth and in righteousness. Yeah, you may deal with the fact that multiple wives is an issue for you. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. If you love God like you say you do, if you love Christ like you say you do, if you love your husband like you say you do, then you'll do what the Bible says. You know what I mean? You'll do what God says. If not, we count you as a liar. And we're going to weed you the fuck out. We're going to weave you out. We're going to make it very difficult. If you make it difficult for one of my brothers that are trying to change their life, I'm going to make sure we find him another woman. I'm going to make sure we raise up other sisters so he can be with another sister and go home to peace. Go home and feel wonderful when he walks in the house. Go home and allow him to put his spirit on and feel like a goddamn man. Every man should be able to go home and feel like the man when he walks in his house. He should, right?
That's right.
But it takes your cooperation as well. So either you're gonna bend your knee to sin, you're gonna bend your knee to the white man, or you're gonna bend your knee to your husband that serves Christ. But you're gonna have to choose one. There is no in between.
That's right.
You're gonna have to figure it out. Keep reading that.
Okay. Neither come hither to draw. Verse 16, Yahushua said unto her, Go, call thy husband.
Now he like, man, hey, I'm tired of talking to you. You so just ridiculous. You thought you knew something by mentioning Jacob. You thought you all of a sudden now, because I told you I'd give you living water, you talking about where's the bucket so I can draw the water? He like, man, I got time. This is and read that one more time.
Okay. Yahushua said unto her, Go, call thy husband.
He said, call thy what?
Thy husband.
Why do you think brothers in the UPK say, hey, sis, you got a husband? Why are you talking to me? Go get your husband. Because you should get, her spirit is what? Out of order.
That's right.
Because she shouldn't even be talking to him. She shouldn't be. I know I'm going to have a problem if my rib is all in the face of another man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? The Bible says do not sit at the table, you know what I mean, with another man's wife. Because you cause what? Confusion.
That's right.
Because you're going to be looking like, hey, who this nigga over here? Hey, Slack, who is this nigga over here? All in my wife's face. That's going to cause an up between me and my brother. So that's when like, man, hey, man, call your husband. You know what I mean? Which is one of the reasons why you sisters don't realize we say that. Because everything we do is the Bible. Read it one more time and continue.
Okay, sir. Verse 16, and Yahushua said unto her, Go call thy husband.
Go ahead.
And come hither. Verse 17, the woman answered and said, I have no husband.
Man, how many sisters say that on show? How many sisters you done heard say that? I have no husband. You know why you have no husband, sis? Because you in a wicked spirit like this heathen woman. This heathen woman's spirit is the same spirit you adopted, and therefore you have no husband. You took it on the spirit of a whore, a loud-mouthed woman that deserves nothing but the things she goes through. And sis, the reason why we say the things we say is because we don't want this to be your future. We don't want this to be the things you have to deal with. But you're going to deal with them, though. Either you're going to learn to serve somebody. You're going to bow down to someone. It might as well be the man that's putting the rod in you.
Right.
Might as well. You know what I mean? Because at least you got protection. You got security. You got safety. But if you by yourself, she says, I have no what?
I have no husband.
I have no husband. So who's there to protect you? Who's there to care for you? Who's there to instruct and order you? You so high and mighty and think you know something. You don't know shit. You're a child. You don't know nothing. And guess what? I'm going to come as hard as this because you need this hard checking. You need this correction. Go ahead, keep reading.
Okay. Yahushua said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband, for thou hast had 5 husbands.
No, read that one more time. She said, I have no husband. Christ's response to her was what?
Thou hast well said, I have no husband, for thou hast had 5 husbands.
He said, yeah, you had said you have no husband, but you actually had 5 husbands. You had 5 husbands. You know them 5 husbands? Guess what you did? Like your Cardi B's.
Right.
like your mulattoes out here, your city girls. You hoard on them. You know what I'm saying? Get me, keep where you at, young man Justin. Get me, what's that? Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 1. Get that real quick. Baba Kashab. And a lot of y'all women think that this, like the Bible is so perfect. Ain't nothing new underneath the sun. You know what I'm saying? The reason why you got all these baby daddies, because you took on the spirit of this type of system. All these different husbands and men you've been dealing with is because you didn't have a father that bowed your neck. You didn't have a father that instructed you. And you know why you didn't have a father in your household? Because you trusted in the white man instead of your brother, man. You kicked these men out of the house and told them they wasn't shit. They weren't nothing. When you gotta think at all the adversity a black and Hispanic and Native American Indian man have to go through. And to know that your woman is also with your enemy, she's in the corner of your adversary. Man. Come on, man. You gotta wake up. You know what I'm saying? I was watching like a, you know what I'm saying, a poster brother brought out was it a couple days ago. And I was laughing because it's so true. You want us to accept all these kids. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want us to, you don't want to accept these multiple wives. Come on, man. We gotta accept all that ride you done had in you. This ain't brand new box. This is used. This is a used Honda. This ain't fresh off the line. You know what I mean? This is a used car. You know what I'm saying? You gotta wake up, sis. You gotta wake up. You gotta wake up and get out of the spirit of this woman. Read it from the 5 husbands. And slack it. Actually, Hope. Give me what I wanted to Jeremiah 3 and 1.
Okay. Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 1.
Go ahead.
They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be grateful polluted? Surely
that land be polluted. Salakia, hold that. I want to bring it out in another segment. Keep reading where we at. Salakia. We at John. Keep reading where we at. John 4. Go ahead.
Verse 18. John chapter 4, verse 18. For thou hast had 5 husbands.
For thou had 5 husbands. Go ahead.
And he whom that thou now hast is not thy husband.
And whom you have now is not thy husband. Because surely her land is polluted. That's Jeremiah 3 and 1. She throw away that she go and marry onto another man? God forbid. Surely her land is polluted. Because guess what, sis? That's the spirit of this place. You keep polluting yourself. And you know what you allow? You allow your feelings and emotions to dictate your actions. Your feelings and emotions are going to get you killed and put you to death. You got to learn to think. One of the most beautiful things that sisters can learn coming into the truth is learning how to think. Because you don't know how to think without you. You don't know how to think by yourself. You thought by yourself and we're in hell now. You thought by your own lustful actions and we're in hell now. Keep reading.
Verse 19.
Go ahead.
The woman said unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet.
Now she like, well, damn, I perceive you be a prophet. Because I am a hoe. I am a whore. I did have 5 husbands. And the one that's with me is not mine either because I'm whoring on him too. I'm whoring on him too. He's not my husband either. Because I'm giving anybody that gives me some attention the box.
Right.
Anybody that says I look pretty today. Anybody that said, hey, I just want to be your friend, sis. You're easily manipulated. Easily destroyed. Sis, you can't have this if you want to be in here. If you want to be in here, it's not tolerated. We can't have that. And I won't let no brother be called by no whore if I have the opportunity to stop it. If I have the opportunity to stop it, I'm going to let them know, hey, young woman, you finna marry her? Nah, she's a hoe. She's a whore. She's a whore, brother. And I'm going to tell you right in her face.
That's right.
Like, damn, sis, sis, you want to marry my brother? You know you're a whore, though. I'm going to tell her that. I'm going to be that blunt because I want him to know that's how I feel about her and how much I love him. I love my brother. You understand? And how dare I let? It's like me not watching. It's like watching somebody cross the street. You know what I mean? And his car's driving down the street. Am I gonna let you get hit by the car? If I let you get hit by the car, I don't care about you at all. But if I pull you back, like, hold on, you know that, hey, I'm trying to, hey man, watch out, bro. Be careful. I care. I'm not gonna ever let you be in the mix with one of these brothers. And brothers, you should not allow that either. And sisters, you should not want that to be you. Right. And better yet, you shouldn't want that for your brother. You should look out for your brothers too. Those sisters that are in the truth, being righteous sisters that deserve to be praised, and we're gonna get into that in a minute. You need to look out for your brother. You need to make sure you check your sisters, check her spirit, make sure she knows to come correct. You know what I mean? If she's doing something out of order, you better make sure it's very clear, because that is your brother as well. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 20. Our fathers worship in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. Yahushua saith unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain, nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father.
I said, man, woman, you don't even understand who you talking to. Here in Jerusalem or here in this mountain, it's going to come an hour where you ain't going to ever worship in here. You know what I mean? Not with that spirit. You ain't going to never get to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's not happening. Go ahead.
Verse 22. Ye worship ye, know not what?
Ye worship not what you know. Go ahead.
We know what we worship.
But we know what we worship. We brothers that follow the truth, follow the Most High and our King Christ, we know what we worship. Go ahead.
For salvation is of the Jews.
For salvation is of the Jews. How do you get salvation? How do you get saved? How do you get protected, sis? You follow your husband to a T. That's how you get saved. You are not close. Your relationship is not with Christ. Your relationship is with your husband. He is your Lord. 1 Corinthians 11:3. You don't have to pull it. You just stay where you at. For the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Woman, you are not equal to your husband. We are not equal to Christ, as Christ is not equal to the Most High. And guess what? How Christ serves the Most High is how as I strive as a man every day to serve my King Christ. And if I am going to do that, women, you gonna serve me as I serve my King.
Right, that's right.
And do I get in my feelings and say I don't like that? Hell no, I do what I'm told.
Right.
I do what I'm told. And guess what? You females gonna do what the hell you're told. Or you can leave. You can get the hell out of here. The Lord didn't populate the earth with more women for no reason. He didn't populate the earth with no reason. Sis, there's competition. Have you read Isaiah the 4th chapter? There's coming some sisters that are going to say, you know what, listen. I just want to be called by thy name.
Right.
They coming. So why not jump in the fold? Why not get righteous like they want to get righteous?
Right.
Or do you want to be wicked like Cardi B? You want to be like Cardi B. You know what I mean? Married and think that, her life is all glamour and I heard she's getting divorced, huh? Yeah, I heard she's getting divorced from what I've seen. You know what I mean? I guess that WAP really was Desert Storm.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? That WAP was, it wasn't wet as it seemed to be, right? It was really Desert Storm in that joint. Tumbleweeds rolling around there, dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it must have not been that good. Because, brother, the thing between a black and Hispanic woman, man, that's the type of stuff that, hey, Slacky, I'm in the house tonight.
Right.
Yeah, I'm in the house. Hey, I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Especially when she righteous. She going, man, what? Brother. You know what I mean? Vagina is great.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially when it's righteous. Especially when it's righteous. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 23. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth.
In spirit and truth. Go ahead.
For the Father seeketh such to worship him.
Such to worship him. Now drop this. So this was just a story that we wanted to go into just to help the premise of, you know, wicked women and evil women in their spirit. Go to Matthew chapter 5, verse 20. Where I want you to go. 27. Start at 27. Not only do we have to get away from the spirit, sisters, brothers, you have to stop accepting that spirit.
That's right.
You men out here loving these broad, shaking their ass, twerking, and liking and commenting on it, you're the problem as well. You brothers over there saying, sis, oh, I'll fly you. That's a new thing. Hey, they flying sisters out. Sisters call it getting flown out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the new thing, getting flown out. You know what I'm saying? Or what's the other term? They be telling sisters, you need a sponsor. You need a sponsor, sis. I could be your sponsor. You know what I mean? What was you gonna say?
I was gonna say they call it getting flued out.
Yeah, they call it getting flued out. Excuse me. They call it getting flued out. Brothers, you have to stop allowing that to be okay.
Right.
The reason why these hoes think that they can move the way they move, and when I say hoes, I mean these sisters that have that spirit of whoredom. You know what I'm saying? They think it's okay. It's because it's what you keep pushing to be okay.
Right.
We need to crush that. You know what needs to be accepted? Modesty. You know what needs to be the new acceptance? Silence. You know what needs to be accepted? Kindness. These are beautiful attributes for a woman. These are beautiful attributes that make a man feel good, man. It make a man love his woman even more. You understand? I mean, don't you love your woman? When you love your woman, that she knew not to be a loudmouth dragon.
Right.
If she learned to love and make sure she took care of you, she did everything. Like a brother wants that. The brother desires to come home to a woman and says, "Nah, babe, I got the food cooked. Don't worry about that. Nah, I know you had a hard day. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure you're good. If you need something, please call me so I can take care of you." Brother want that. That's all a man want. And y'all talking about, y'all mad at us because we get more women. Well, you can't even be the sister just to do the basic necessities. You can't even cook for a nigga without arguing. You can't even be a headache without arguing. You're a headache. You can't even be his peace without arguing. Like, come on, man. You want all of these things to be handed to you like you deserve something. You don't deserve nothing with the spirit that you've taken on. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 27. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery.
In the old time, thou shalt not commit adultery. Why? You know what I mean? Because that was in the law of Moses. Go ahead.
But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her.
Whosoever what?
Looketh on a woman to lust after her.
Now, you brothers looking on women to lust after her. First and foremost, having sex with another man's wife is adultery.
Right.
If she has a man that is already laid and sprayed her, brother, don't step on that man's toes.
Right.
Don't be one of them unbrotherly niggas like, what's that unbrotherly nigga saying? Hey, sis, you got a husband? Oh, yeah, I said, hey, sis, you got a man? Oh, yeah, I got a man, but what that got to do with me? Or what is it? You can't have friends?
Right.
You can't have friends? Don't be that nigga. Because you keep spinning this spirit and this cycle of whoredom, and you allow it to be okay. And it gets pushed to our sisters, our daughters, our mothers, and it's becoming a plague in our community. You know what I'm saying? And so if you even lust after them, not only just having sex, but you like, damn, she got a fat ass. Damn, she got a pretty face. Ooh, I want to do this to her. And she got a man or she's dealing someone, you're committing adultery. You're trespassing against that brother. You hate your brother if you do that, man. And Christ is saying that's why he made it harder. And one of the reasons if you understand the spirit behind it, he made it harder so you couldn't be caught up for doing anything. Not only do you know sleeping with a man's wife for sex, but even thinking about it, brother, you out of order.
Right.
So don't even think about it. And you know what it does? It keeps you on your P's and Q's.
Right.
You dot all your I's and cross all your T's. Because guess what? The conversations go, oh, Salakia, Shalom, Lord Christ, how you doing, sis? Oh, no sweat. Are you good? Most High in Christ. That's it. You know what I mean? Shalom, how Shemala Bashim Yahshua, or Most High in Christ. Like, you keep it plain and simple. Because you don't want any division between you and your brother.
Right.
But we got to kill that spirit. You brothers that lust after these women, you promote these women to think that that's okay. Why do you think women are out here? What are these women doing to themselves? They shooting stuff in their lips. They shooting fat and all kind of collagen into their and whatever they putting into their breast, into their behinds. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to know something's wrong with you when you go get a breast job or a breast job, and it's not for health purposes, and it don't even sit right on your body. Or you got to get insurance on it because it could pop and leak in you and cause eternal damage.
Right.
You got to have something mentally wrong with you if you have to really go out of your way to do those type of things. You're behind. Have y'all not seen all these girls walking around with the most ridiculous, with chicken legs and a behind that you like, ugh. It don't even look good. It look nasty. Have y'all seen it? You didn't see, I didn't see it so disgusting scrolling through things, a girl's joint flipped. And you looking at it like, what happened? Why you think, what's her name? K. Michelle.
Right.
She had to get them out of there because they were killing her. It what? It popped. You know what I'm saying? Because you brothers out here lusting after women and making them think that this is okay. We have to examine ourselves as well. We have to change these things as well. Because as fathers, we teach our daughters what's right and wrong. As men that look to women, we teach them what's right and wrong. The problem is, you sisters in the world have been looking at the wrong men. Welcome to the truth. Welcome to the ISUPK.
That's right.
Where you will be corrected. You will be chastised. You will be shown life right from wrong. And a brother in here, he gonna love on you if you're single. He gonna make you his wife. And he ain't gonna have no problem with nothing going on. Is it female? Is she woman? Is she woman? That's what I want to know. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't do no gay nothing. We don't do none of that gay shit. Is she woman? Okay, sis. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna make you feel like a woman. I'm gonna show you why I am who I am. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the reality of it. Go ahead, read that.
Okay.
Matthew 5 and 20. Go ahead. Start from the top.
28.
Go ahead. That's fine. Go.
Verse 28. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her has committed adultery with her already in his heart.
In his heart, in his mind, brother. You look after these women and you lust at them, you've already committed adultery in your heart. Go to Leviticus chapter 19, verse 29. And what you do when you do this, right, is you make whores out of the daughter of Israel. And let's go to the law. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the law. You Cardi B lovers, you city girl lovers, you mulatto lovers, what's some other ones? You Trina, the baddest, you also the baddest bitch, whatever. Who's some other, Nicki Minaj? Who else is these women out here, you know what I'm saying, telling y'all, you know what I mean, to exceed, to exalt yourself to the highest of whoredom. Megan Thee Stallion, oh my goodness, how do I forget about that ridiculous situation? Like, come on, man. Y'all think this is okay. And you know how y'all know y'all think it's okay? Because y'all loving their songs and y'all just so enamored with it. Y'all love that whoredom. Go ahead, Doc. Man.
If they knew the law, they'd say that they let that law check them. That's like, sir, if I could,
please.
We at my job, they're promoting this thing for childhood cancer. And to build the most money, they have people tonight. Everybody in that warehouse come dressed in pajamas. I was like, man, they asked me, I'm like, I don't own no pajamas. I'm not coming, but I know what it is. You know what I'm saying? You pour yourself to get the money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man. They're treating you like hoes. They're prostituting you, and that's the thing, sis. you were never ever supposed to be a whore.
Yeah.
You were never ever supposed to be a whore. And the way you take the spirit on, it's like it was always you or something. The way you put it on you is like it was always you, but you were never supposed to be that way. And guess what? This is the beautiful thing about the truth. You can change.
Right.
You can absolutely change. But you have to want to make that transition. And you can't do it halfway. Because guess what? The Bible says if you're lukewarm, it'll do what? It'll get spewed out.
Right.
That's Revelations. You either have to be hot or cold. If you really want to be in here, you got to be hot because we trying to get the kingdom, man. And there's no whores allowed in here.
Right.
None. Not allowed. We're not having it. If I hear about it, Lord, be with you. Because I'm going to have a problem with you. Go ahead, Doc. You got it? Leviticus 19 and 29.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter.
Do not what?
Do not prostitute thy daughter.
You pimps, you max, you brothers out here that got game. You brothers out here having to have a good time and partying with women. Do not what?
Do not prostitute thy daughter.
Do not prostitute thy daughters, man. Don't treat our sisters like the white man treats his woman, man. Don't treat your sisters how the Asian man treats his women, man. Have some respect for your sister, man. Have some respect for our women, man. Do not prostitute thy daughter. Go ahead.
To cause her to be a whore.
To cause her to be a what?
To cause her to be a whore.
When you prostitute our daughters, you cause her to be a whore. And you make her think it's okay. That's why they go in here putting all kind of garbage in their body because you praise whores. Whores don't deserve no praise, man. Bras out here give like when are you going to have some integrity and morals to say, I'm not going to just give my box up to nobody, man? When are you going to go after the woman that says, I'm a virgin. I'm a young woman I'm a young woman of marriageable age or a young woman that has never had sex. I've never laid with a man. You know what I'm saying? You know how beautiful that is? Brother, I've had the pleasure of being with a woman. And it was just, I was the first man she was ever with. And I understand it. And I have children from her. You know what I'm saying? Now, she got lost in the world. She became a whore. And Lord be with her. You know what I mean? And what happens like the whore or the spirit of a woman that lost what she wished she could have? You know what I'm saying? Same spirit of that woman that we read at in John. He said, if you would have just did what I told you, you would have had living water. Sister, you would have did what I told you, you would have been with a priest of the Lord. Now you have to fend for yourself. Lord be with you. Right. Keep reading. Is there any more on that?
Yes, sir.
Read.
Like it, sir. This is where it hit home right here.
Yeah, read it again from the top.
Do not prostitute thy daughter.
Mm-hmm.
To cause her to be a whore.
Go ahead.
Lest the land fall to whoredom.
Lest the land fall to what?
Lest the land fall to whoredom.
And guess what? You have allowed this land to fall to whoredom for your lust purposes, man. For your lust. For your ability not to have self-control. For not checking a woman. For not telling her to put some goddamn clothes on. For not making her feel uncomfortable when she wears something that's out of order.
Right.
You cause these women to whore, man. And our daughters and our women were meant to be princesses and daughters of Zion. And you sisters that will allow yourself to be prostituted, you know what I mean? Shame on you, man.
Right.
Shame on you to keep that spirit living, man. Shame on you, man. Like, for real, you got to wake up, man. You got to wake up to reality. And the reality is, I don't care about hearing that princess garbage. You ain't no princess unless you prove it. You know what I mean? You ain't no princess unless you honoring thy husband. You ain't no princess unless you being a humble woman towards your man. Unless you being his peace and not his goddamn headache, man. Other than that, I count you as a liar, man. Go ahead. I think that's it on it, right?
Oh, hold on. Sorry.
Oh, please, go ahead.
And the land become full of wickedness.
And the land become what?
And the land become full of wickedness.
You know what? Because with women comes what? Sex, and illicit sex, and
Right.
drugs, and all kind of abuse of your body and abuse of everything you can think of. When you prostitute your daughters, it's a domino effect.
Right.
Not only do you prostitute your sisters, but the world is filled with wickedness.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you plague the things around you. That is why you must check a bitch, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And praise a sister. I know y'all don't like that word, but I check bitches over here.
That's right.
And I give sisters all the love and praise that they deserve. Ask them. Any sister that know me and know how I get down, how I was raised, oh, I give all the reverence to a sister that deserves it. But I check women too.
Right.
And I think they clearly understand I don't play. And you know why I don't play? Because the men above me don't play those games.
Right.
And Christ don't play that game. You know who raised me, right? You know I'm one of Commander Jeremiah's sons, right?
Right.
You know I'm one of Jeremiah's sons, right?
Right.
They raised me. I'm one of Captain Godolhar's sons, man. He raised me.
Right.
They raised me to be this way. And it was right. You know why? Because it's the Spirit of Christ. It's the Spirit of Christ to check those when they need to be checked. Because it's real love. And that's the thing. You got to separate fake love from tough love. I'm giving you nothing but real tough love. And that tough love is that real thing you need. It may be bitter to swallow. It may be hard, you know what I mean, hard on the stomach. But it's good for you, man. It's good for you. You had a point you want to make? Please.
You got to endure till you overcome. If the earth, you know what I'm saying? Earth for something that's going to be worth it. You know what I'm saying? From the greater prize.
Man, it's going to be worth it, man. Absolutely. We checking you like that is going to be better, and it's going to give us the prize we searching for, man.
Yes, sir.
What are we doing this for? We're doing this because we were called to be what? A holy people, which is another word for separate, but special people at that.
Right.
And to be a special people, you got to hold yourself to high standards. And when we check you, sis, we only saying we want to hold you to high standards. We want you to be better than they have. We want you to be better than everyone on earth. Black and Hispanic woman, Native American Indian woman, you're better. And we require you to be better. You know why? Because Christ required us as black men to be better.
Right.
Go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 7, verse 23. Now, one of the things y'all don't understand, a lot of y'all wanted to get the screen up so I could show y'all with the camera, but we had some technical difficulties earlier. A lot of y'all don't know this spirit that y'all in. How many of y'all know who Marilyn Monroe is?
Yes, sir.
Who is Marilyn Monroe?
The white hoe.
He's a what?
The white hoe.
She's a white hoe, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And she's one of those women that a lot of y'all women don't realize y'all emulate.
That's right.
Yo, Nicki Minaj's, yo, Cardi B's, they're not new to this. This is not them. They putting on the spirit of Marilyn Monroe. Matter of fact, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, name's on Mulatto, the City Girls, Megan Thee Stallion, right?
Right.
They're Marilyn Monroe 2.0.
Right.
They're just the upgrade version of her. And they're pulling that spirit. Y'all don't realize you were never built to be like this. Back in the 60s, before integration, did we whore out like, we had problems, but was it a common thing to whore our women out like that? Nah, because we loved our women.
That's right.
Yeah, we had some problems, don't get me wrong. But black women and black men had a connection with one another. Hispanic men and Hispanic women had a connection with one another. But now we got women that are being found missing by the hundreds, by the thousands. And as a black woman, where you think you ending up? Where you think these young sisters ending up? Have you heard of sex trafficking? Have you heard of human trafficking?
Right.
It goes on because you have assimilated to the culture of these people and not accepting your culture, not taking on your spirit. You allowed yourself to love being a hoe. If you know, what is it? My eyelashes popping, my fingernails popping, my joints on fleek, my weave did. That's what y'all worried about. Material things that don't do nothing. You're still ugly. You still look like a clown. You don't even know most of you brothers don't even know what your woman look like without makeup on. Man, I was watching one of the funniest things, brother. It was like a little meme. You know what I'm saying? It was like not meme, but it was like a little small video. He had took this girl home, and you know she was fine. And she woke up in the morning, she making breakfast. He woke up like, "Hey, who the hell is you, nigga?" Like she was like, "What do you mean? I came home with you last night. The hell, you didn't come home with me last night." It was like, "Hold on, nigga, where's the girl that was here last night?" Because you don't even know what she looked like. Because man, y'all so enamored with associating yourself with the ways of this world, man.
Right.
Women, you gotta stop. Black and Hispanic women, you gotta stop. You really want to be better? Then prove it. Prove it. And we're gonna go. I'm almost done with this. Going into evil. We're gonna go into some righteous women. Go ahead. Keep reading. Where we at?
Ecclesiastes.
Yeah, I want to just touch on that real quick. Yeah, Baba Shah.
Okay. Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 3.
Go ahead.
My son, so not upon the your forest.
Say that again.
I'm trying to.
Ecclesiasticus, you in there?
Yeah, I'm trying to see it.
Salakia, let me get there with you, Baba.
1611 or
Yeah, it's probably the 1611 giving you some trouble. Don't worry, let me get it. Slack, let me get there. Because, yeah, it can look a little different. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. Bear with me. 7 in. I said Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse
3.
No, 23.
Oh, God. Okay.
No, don't sweat. I brought this out earlier, so I want you to understand this too. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 23. Hast thou children?
Hast thou children? This is what a lot of you sisters want to pay attention to and listen to. Hast thou children? Go ahead.
Instruct them.
Instruct them. Go ahead.
And bow down their neck from their youth.
And bow down their neck from thy youth. Men, women, you want to be righteous? You want to help establish a righteous kingdom? You see all the mistakes that we made and how we live so terrible and how our women hoard themselves and how they do the things that they do? Bow down their neck. How do you bow their neck? You make sure that you instruct them on rights and wrongs according to the Most High God. You instruct them on how women are to conduct themselves and how men are to conduct themselves. And you enforce it. And you reinforce it. And you continue to do it until they're of age. Because what is it? The Bible said what? You train up a child in the way, and what? And they will not depart from thee. Because you have not been trained up in the truth, you departed from this way of thinking. You have been trained up in the wickedness of the Christian church. Therefore, you think having sex is not marriage. Therefore, you think being able to give your box to just anyone that makes you feel good is okay. You love the whoredom. You okay with it. That's because you have not truly had a father that loved you. A brother that loved you. Well, guess what, sis? In the truth, these generals, captains, officers, these men of the Lord that took an oath, we love you, sis. But we're not taking your shit either. We love you, and we want you to understand. We got to bow our children's neck. This is the men and the boy. But let's see how much the Bible gets specific. Go ahead.
Verse 23. Hast thou children?
Go ahead.
Instruct them, and bow down their neck from their youth.
Go ahead.
Hast thou daughters?
How that what?
Hast thou daughters?
Hast thou daughters? This is what you daughters did not have the opportunity. But the mistakes you made says you can change. You can be better. And you can do what's right by your girls, your daughters, your nieces. You have thou daughters. Go ahead.
Have care of their body.
Have care of their what?
Have care of their body.
Now let them twerk. Go ahead.
Have care of their body.
No, let them get on there and show nudes and stuff like that to other men all over the world.
Have care of their body.
Have care of their bodies. You don't know how to have, the reason why you don't care for your body because you were never taught to love yourself. Well, guess what, sis? We're going to teach you how to love yourself. We're going to teach you how to respect yourself because daughters need to be learned to love themselves and take care of them, have care of their, and men that raise these daughters, take care of them and have care of their body. Go ahead.
And shew not thyself cheerfully toward them.
And show not thyself cheerfully to them. You know what that means? Don't be one of those brothers that, you know, all, oh, that's my daughter, and don't be nice with your girls. Don't be all lovey-dovey and it's okay to show them love, but you need to have a certain standard. You need to show a certain hardness because your daughter is only going to respect what you show her to respect. You show her respect a man that has morals, that commands masculinity, that commands structure, then guess what? Her being raised to be soft and delicate and tender, she'll know to see that. And she'll know to gauge that. And when you as a father help marry off your daughter, she'll receive that man according to how we are to receive each other. You understand? Does that make sense? No sweat. I think that's it that I want on that. Is there, unless there's a little bit more.
My answer.
Yeah, no sweat. Yeah, I think that was it on that. What else did I want to get? Go to Proverbs chapter 20. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 24. How much time I got? I'm gonna go into a few more, then I'm gonna get into some righteous sisters that deserve praise and the things and the attributes they need to take on. I'm gonna go over like 10 more. Proverbs 6 and 26. No, you sweat. I'm gonna go over a little bit because we started a little late. What? 6 and 24. Yeah.
24.
Yeah, Proverbs chapter 6, verse 24.
Proverbs chapter 6, verse 24.
Read.
To keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman, lust not after her beauty in thine heart.
Read it again from the top.
To keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman.
Man, to keep thee from an evil woman, from the flattery of a tongue of a strange woman. Go ahead.
Lust not after her beauty.
Lust what?
Lust not after her beauty.
Man, you gotta lust not after her beauty, man. Listen, I know the black woman is fine. The Lord created her. We agree on that. The Hispanic woman is fine, man. The Native American woman, she's fine. But don't lust after her beauty, man. If you show a sister that you desire more than just beauty, you will actually build her up to be what you require her to be. You will give her everything she deserves. Lust not after her beauty. Go ahead.
In thine heart.
In thy mind. Go ahead.
Neither let her take thee with her eyelids.
Neither let her take thee with her eyelids. Meaning what? Go ahead, Al.
Take you with her eyelids or your eyelids?
With her eyelids. What does that mean?
Take you, like don't have her appeal to you or look at you? Or?
You're on it, but go ahead.
Don't let her take you with her eyelids, right?
Don't let her take you with her eyelids.
Don't let her work you pretty much, you know what I'm saying?
Don't you own it. Go ahead.
Her with her looks, you know
Yeah, not it says don't lust after a woman with her beauty, but don't even because what do women have power, Aki?
Yeah, they probably.
You know what women do when they look at you? Ever been in a party and you see that one woman, you know, you seen her and you like, damn, she fine, but if she might think you look good. What she do? She seduce you with her eyes. Read it again so you understand what it means.
Right.
Does this making sense?
Verse 25. Lust not after her beauty in thy heart.
Lust not after her beauty in thy mind. Go ahead.
Neither let her take thee with her eyelids.
Don't let her take you with the eye. Don't let a woman, not only don't get caught up in the beauty, don't be seduced by them looks. Because something about a woman looking at you like, you know what that look mean? Because you give it to your rib, like, hey, you could be in the room with a few brothers, like, and your rib there, like, hey, you know what time it is, you get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Or she could give you that look like, you just gonna be here all day, or where we going? Man, but it's saying don't be seduced by her eyes either. Because women have, man, look, I'm trying to tell you, Aki. Man, the Lord knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. And they got power. A certain way a woman look at you, you be like, oh, what's happening? What's up? You know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in that. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 26. For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread.
For by the means of a whorish woman, you are brought to a piece of bread, a small thing. Go ahead.
And the adulteress will hunt for the precious life.
And the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. Meaning what? These adulteresses and these whores, they out to ruin you, dog.
That's right.
They're hunters. They got a demon and they want that demon to live in you. They want to live in you and they will hunt after you. As you trying to be right, brother, they spirit wants you to be so wrong. You know what I'm saying? And you got to learn to fight it. How do you fight it? By getting in this word and this truth. And understanding how to check a woman. How to not allow certain things. How to be the brother she needs to be or you need her to be. Or the father figure she needs you to be. I think, is there any more on that? I think that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, Khan, that's it. I want you to drop that. Give me 1 John chapter 3, verse 8. Yeah, we're probably going to go over about 15, maybe 20 minutes. You got it?
John chapter 3, verse 8.
1 John chapter 3, verse 8. Yeah, come.
First John chapter 3, verse 8.
Go ahead.
He that cometh or committed sin is evil.
Don't sweat. Read from the top. You can get it straight. Don't sweat. You're all right. Take your time.
He that committed sin is of the devil.
He that committed sin is of the devil. He that committed sin, and what's sin? The lusting after your brother, to commit, or your sister, brother, your brother's wife, committing adultery, the lusting after whores. You committing sin. You committed sin, man. You are of the devil, man. You are of Satan, man. You are doing what Satan knew you would do. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn to persevere. You got to, man, with all the hell you deal with, man, you got to want better, man. Like, when, sis, brothers, when the fuck are you going to want better, man? I say it like that because I'm passionate about that, man. Do we or do we not go through hell, man? Every single day. You got women worrying about trying to figure out, what men want, and you know what I'm saying, and trying to live up to what the white man's standard is of beauty, knowing they should never want to be that way. And you got men trying to assimilate to the culture of white man and trying to, bald their head, speak a certain and proper way. You know what I'm saying? We're in hell, dog. You know what I'm saying? And in being in hell, you got to at least say to yourself, man, you want to change. Try it. You didn't try everything else, man. Try being righteous, man. Sis, I know it hurts a little bit. I know it hurts a little bit, brother. I know. But guess what? We're not going through pain by ourselves. As much pain you going through, sis, having to conform and change and be the woman you were called to be, is as much as I'm going through having to change and be the man that I'm being called to be. You understand? We are all equal under the law. We have to go through the same rigorous tutelage. So therefore, take it for what it is and let's get it done. You know what I mean? Keep reading.
For the devil sinned from the beginning.
From the what?
For the devil sinned from the beginning.
And what happened in the beginning? Anybody know? Go ahead.
Would that be the eating of the apple?
Eating of the apple?
Or the following the different,
So, well, I'm gonna ask you this question because you said eating of the apple. Is the apple in the Bible?
So like, you mean like in a metaphoric type of way, or?
Does it say they ate of an apple in the Bible? Yeah, if you don't know, it's fine. You can say yes or I mean, if you don't know, this is class.
Bitten of the apple.
Yeah, so I want to correct that. It is talking about that, but it's not an apple. That whole apple concept is all Renaissance garbage. So when you think about the Bible, right, when you think about a lot of these things that are being recorded and information, you know what I mean? A lot of ways that they push doctrine into us is they push it into us as kids and children and our mothers so that we think a certain way. Now, you're not wrong, because before coming to truth, I thought it was an apple too, but it just says fruit. It's not an apple. That apple comes from that whole picture of Adam and Eve as white people being naked with a snake, you know, in a tree, and then there's this, you know, this apple that she bit out of and she's handling to him. That's where that came from. It's like the same thing, like for instance, if you may know this because you've been in class and you growing up in this truth and Most High in Christ, but a lot of people don't know. Like you ask a child or ask anybody that's in the Bible, Noah's Ark. How many animals did he bring on the ark? Do you know? What's the answer that most people would give you?
They would say 2 of each animal.
2 of each animal, but that's incorrect.
Oh.
That's absolutely incorrect. Because and I thought that until I read the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And it was 2 of every unclean animal and 7 of every clean animal. Now that should change the perspective on how goddamn big that ark had to be, right? You got a lot of clean animals, dog. So, damn, you got a lot of unclean animals too. But that's just one of those little lies that have to be discredited. But yes, it is about what happened in Genesis chapter 3. And we're going to get that right now. I think it's a little bit more on the precept, and then we'll go to Genesis 3 real quick about the spirit behind wicked women. Go ahead.
For this purpose, the Son of God was manifested that he might destroy the works of the devil.
Man. And for this purpose, the Most High our King Christ was manifested to destroy evil. For women, from what happened in the beginning, is the reason why Christ had to be manifested to destroy the devil and the evil of the devil. Now, what happened in the beginning? Go ahead and give me Genesis, the 3rd chapter. You want to make a point?
Oh, I'll see that question.
No, yeah, we're going to go to it, yeah. Go Genesis chapter 3, start at verse 1. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. I got hella precepts. I got tons of precepts to go on this topic.
Genesis chapter 3 verse 1.
Go ahead.
Now the serpent was more subtle than the beast of the field.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. Who is that serpent? The white man that you trust in. The white man that tells you, go ahead, sis, twerk your body, sis. Hey, we'll give you Section 8 housing. Just make sure you don't have that man in that house. We'll give you welfare. You ever seen, what's that movie with Diane Carroll and an old boy that played he has a deep voice. He played Mufasa in Lion King and James Earl Jones. Claudine. Y'all ever see that movie? Go watch Claudine. It's an old 70s, I think it's early 60s, late 60s, 70s movie. Oh, go ahead.
So like, so you talking about when she was ironing and they just popped up?
Yeah, when you talking about, that's one of the, you got to watch that movie. Claudine is a real good movie to show the oppression of what black women had to go through, and in regards to what we were dealing with the welfare man. They call it the welfare man or the welfare office, where the whole principle was, I'll give you this house to take care of all these kids, black women. I'll make you independent. Just make sure you take this black man out of the house. And so when we read in 1 John chapter 3, verse 8, was what? That from the beginning, you were deceived, the serpent. So we're going to read into the story about women taking on an evil spirit and being deceived, and why you must check that shit, man. And you know what's perfect about these records? What's perfect about these records is this, right? These records of mistakes and things that you're supposed and ways to overcome were left. So, and I'm gonna focus on the point of mistake. Were left so that you don't make the mistake.
Right.
These records were left so that you learn from these mistakes. It's like saying, look, I knew that doing that whatever evil thing was wrong, and this is the consequences I had from it. So now that I know it's wrong, I'm gonna tell y'all not to do what I did. And I'm gonna leave this as something that, in records for you. So now you can always go back to it to reference, should I do this or should I not? That's why being weak under a woman is a sin, brother. You gotta command authority of your woman. And you know what I learned? Most women want you to be commanded. Most women want a man to be over them. 95% of the field, they want a man to be over them. You know what I mean? Because a woman loves to feel like a woman. And you know what a woman loves? A woman loves to know she got a man that she going home to. Any woman out loud be called by my name, she gonna know she come home to a man. You know what I'm saying? And that's the spirit of the Lord. That's the spirit that you brothers are in. It's the spirit that your ribs get the pleasure to go into. And we got to teach these sisters to understand that too. We got to teach these brothers to understand that as well. So let's read the story real quick. This is in this aspect is review. But read it again from chapter 3, verse 1. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. That serpent was the devil we just read in 1 John 3 and 8. Go ahead.
Which the Most High had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, hath God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden?
What is he doing right now? He's manipulating your woman. And that's why, sis, you gotta not allow yourself to be easily manipulated. And then you know what the Bible says? Don't let another man, don't sit at the table with another man's woman. That's what this man was doing. He was sitting at the table with your woman. What was he doing? Gaming her up. Right. That's why this is why you don't allow that, because mistakes like this end up happening. So he came up to her and he said, hey, God told you can't eat, you know what I'm saying? From this tree, meaning what? The metaphor meaning you can't put on the religions or the spirit of these other nations. That's right. He says you can't do that. Go ahead.
Come, verse 2. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
And she like, well, he said we can eat this fruit because this fruit was good for us. This truth was good for us. But he said, whatever that is over there, we can't have that. You know what I'm saying? He said, nah, we're going to die. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Come. Verse 4, and the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die.
And he said, what did he say to her? He's the most subtle beast. He's like, go ahead.
Ye shall not surely die.
Man, you ain't gonna die, sis. Man, you ain't gonna die. What you talking about? He kicking game like that's you know what that's equivalent of? Man, he ain't gonna find out. Man, we can be friends. That's that bullshit. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 5. For the Most High do know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open.
Your eyes shall be what?
Open.
Man, you eat of that fruit, your eyes shall be open. He said, man, the Lord knows our eyes are going to be open. Go ahead.
And ye shall be as gods.
And he like, you shall be a god. He's manipulating her. Like, man, you go eat that, man. The Lord going to know you powerful. You strong, sis. You a god, sis. Ain't that what they call him right now? Black woman is God according to these Egyptologists, right? He's God according to these soft niggas, right? My God is a man. You know what I'm saying? Not no woman. Right. Go ahead.
Knowing good and evil.
Knowing what?
Good and evil.
Man, you eat of this, man, you're going to be a God. You're going to know good and evil. It's the worst mistake. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes.
It was what?
It was pleasant to the eyes.
Ain't things just pleasant to the woman's eyes? Ain't that a spirit we got to get out of? Pleasant to the eyes. Women love what they see. Women love what they see, man. And you know what? It's not wrong with liking certain things you see, but sometimes you can get into situations that can kill you, dog.
That's right.
Kill you, man. And he said it was pleasant. It looked good. It looked good. It was nice to look at. It was nice. It was nice and shiny. It was like a diamond ring or a diamond bracelet. She was like, "Ooh, I like this." Most women, go ahead.
Come. And a tree to be desired to make one wise.
Man, she was like, "And I can be wise." You know what I mean? Go ahead.
She took of the fruit thereof.
She took of it. Go ahead.
And did eat. And gave also unto her husband.
And she what?
Gave also unto her husband with her.
That's our mistake. Our mistake was we were weak under our women. You know why? You know what I'm saying? Because we allow her to control us. Brother, that day is over with. There's a reason why the man is the head of the woman. Because the man is reasonable. He's rational. You ever heard of impulse? Anybody know? Who knows what impulse is? Anybody? Go ahead, Doc.
That's acting at that particular moment.
Acting on when? Acting, you're having a decision or acting in something that you put no thought in. Expediently. Women move on impulse. That's why they got hella shoes and hella dresses and hella clothes. You ever been in a woman's closet? They got hella everything out. They're hoarders. You know what I mean? Why? Because they just, I have to have it. I have to have it. Brother sit back, man, I don't really need that right now. I'm a little hungry though. You know what I'm saying? Want something to drink. Because we're rational. And you know, it happens that way. Drop down to verse 12 so we can go ahead and speed through this real quick.
Genesis chapter 3, verse 12. And the man said, the woman whom thou gavest to be.
Jump up to 11 real quick.
Come.
Actually, yeah, just jump to 11. I want to go through the whole thing, but I don't have the time, so go ahead.
Come. Verse 11. And he said, who told thee that thou was naked?
So what happened is now the Most High came and seen them, and he was like, you know what I mean, where are y'all? He was looking for them. And then they said, we're naked. You know what I'm saying? Meaning what? What does it mean to be naked?
To be ashamed.
Not only to be ashamed, but think of there's a better word. That's correct, but think of a better word than when you think about being naked, you're a what? Go ahead.
Vulnerable.
Not vulnerable, but exposed.
Oh.
You're exposed. They were exposed. They were ashamed and exposed. He said, who? And Mosiah was like, yo, who the hell told? Because they were only supposed to learn from what? That one the good fruit, not the one that was in the midst. And so they ate of that, and they put on the spirits of that. And so when they said, man, hey, like, who the hell told y'all you was naked? You was never supposed to be naked. Like, who told you these things? How did you find this out? Because you were like us going through the problems that we go through, dealing with the struggles with women whoring themselves, brothers loving to whore them and pushing that, you know what I mean, comes from us not being strong enough to check a bitch. To check her. Go ahead.
Come. Hast thou eaten of the tree?
So the Lord like, damn, have you eaten of the tree? Go ahead.
Whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat.
Where I commanded thee that you should not eat. Go ahead.
And the man said, the woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree.
And let me show you some weak nigga shit. That's some weak nigga shit. He said, well, Lord, the woman that you gave me, she the one that said I had to eat this. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she made me have sex with her. She made me do this. Brother, that is such a punk spirit, a soft spirit, and we got to end that. That's that being weak under a woman, brother. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And I did eat.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 13.
He said, I did eat. He's like, hey, man, hey, Lord, you gave her to me. She gave it to me, so I ate. What did you want me to do? Come on, brother. We got to get up out of that. The Lord called us to be better than that. You understand? Go ahead. Please.
Verse 13. And the Lord God said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast
And
done?
the Lord like, woman, what the hell have you done? Go ahead.
And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat.
Man, hey, man, that white man persuaded me.
Man.
Now he had the weak spirit of blaming it on her. Now she blamed it. Oh, he told me to do it. When, how do you eliminate the whole situation? He should have checked his woman.
Right.
She said, hey, nah, hell nah. You know the Lord said he ain't said to eat that. You do it. I'm not going to do it. And when the Lord comes and sees me, he going to chastise you and not me. Brother, this is the spirit that we have right now in America. Not us in the truth, but this is the spirit we got to kill. Being weak under a woman. Having excuses. Because guess what? Where there are excuses, sin lies there. You understand? Where there are excuses, that's where sin lies. Now, let me just kind of speed it up real quick. We're going to jump into some righteous women precepts. Righteous women deserve some praise, so we're going to definitely make sure they get spoken about. Go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 and start at verse 1. And somebody else pull me Titus chapter 2, verse 2. Give me Titus first, and somebody else give me Ecclesiasticus 26. Now, sisters, that we kind of went over and examined a few of you, the ways of wicked women and what we should not do, and the ways we shouldn't go about things. You had a point?
So like you said, I just had a question.
Please.
On the story. So, I mean, it was a black man that tempted Eve, right? Because the white man came from.
So, well, yeah. So when you think about the serpent, it was the spirit. We would say it's the white man, but more it was the spirit of the white man. That spirit. Yeah, you would say that. The spirit. So, yeah. When you think about Esau timing and stuff like that, I know what you mean. It's different. It's the spirit of Esau, spirit of Cain, the spirit of, you know, that wickedness. You know what I mean? The old serpent. You know what I mean? To this day, that spirit reigns on that people. So yeah, that's what it's talking about. Does that make sense?
And
Go ahead.
do you have any like
Precepts?
like what he offered, like to make her feel like she could be a god?
Yeah, he said you'll know, you'll be wise, you'll have wisdom. It says it in the precept. You'll have wisdom, you'll have knowledge, ever knowing, and like you're gonna be wise and wisdom. You'll know good and evil.
So like learning Egyptology.
Oh, you'll know the nation, you'll know the knowledge of all these other nations.
Right.
You'll know the knowledge that people in the world now think is so something to give reverence. Like they love. Go ahead, you had a point?
Like you said, you be like God.
You'll be like God. You'll be gods. You'll be ever knowing and ever understanding. You know what I mean? And the woman heard that and she was like, well, shit, this looks good and pleasure to eat, look at.
Right.
So I'm going to eat this, meaning what? I'm going to digest that then. Not literally eating, but digest it, meaning I'm going to take it unto me.
Right.
Go ahead.
So could it be like that big secret that the Masons keep to themselves?
Well, I'm not too familiar with the Masons and stuff, but I know that like a lot of the history behind America, Freemasonry,
right,
and the 33 laws or whatever, the 33 something, I forget. Is it laws of power that they know or something? Like they have to learn like laws, and I forget what it is. They have like where they have like the compass and the yeah, I know a little bit about them. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
They feel like they hold that particular
that
particular thing.
Like they have some secret knowledge.
Makes them like that.
Makes them exactly that same thing. That's to say how you look at how they think that they have this secret knowledge of understanding. How the Egyptians said they had secret and mathematical information and knowledge. That's how she took it. Like, oh, I'm gonna be a god. I'm gonna be able to know all of this thing. She looking at it gullible. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things. Women have a gullible spirit. Women are they're real gullible, and that's what happened. She got deceived because that's what it means to be guided. Because he beguiled her. He was able to deceive her because she was what? Gullible. Right. She was easily manipulated. She was able to. It's like brothers nowadays. I'll give you a perfect example. Brothers be like, oh, the black woman is God. He ain't telling that because he believes she's better than him. He's telling her that because he wants to get in her pants.
Right.
He said, oh, sis, you a woman. Yeah. He said, black woman is God, sis. as she's on your rod.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. It's disgusting.
Right.
It's an evil and demonic spirit. We shouldn't be in it. But what did I ask for, Salakia? Titus chapter 2, verse 2, and then I need Ecclesiastes 26 and 1. Give me Titus first.
Titus chapter 2, verse 2.
Now, there's a spirit that sisters have to be in, and mothers and sisters that have to want to be mothers to teach this to our future children and our daughters now, so that they can grow and enhance and help continue to build this kingdom of heaven brick by brick. Read.
That the aged men be sober.
Aged men, we got to be sober. Why? Because if we're sober, we're going to be able a clear understanding. We're going to be wise. We'll be able to make decisions without being under, influences. Go ahead.
Grave, temperate, sound in faith.
Sound. What does that mean? To be level-headed. Sound meaning to be just of right understanding. Go ahead.
In charity, in patience.
Mm-hmm.
The aged woman likewise.
The aged woman what?
Likewise.
The aged woman is supposed to be like this too. But you don't get that because your mama, she hates your father.
Right.
Your mother says niggas ain't shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He wasn't there for me. When he wasn't there because your mom was a dragon.
Right.
The Bible says it's better to dwell with wild animals than to dwell with an angry or contentious woman. She don't have a conscience. That was your mother. You know what I'm saying? Your daddy wasn't there because he didn't want to be there. He wasn't there because he needed to. It was best for him not to be there for his life's sake.
Right.
And for her life's sake. You know what I'm saying? Because things happen. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 3. The aged woman likewise.
Go ahead.
That they be in behavior as becoming holiness.
Man, holiness. The aged woman got to be in behavior of holiness. Go ahead.
Not false accusers.
Not liars and false accusers. Women do a lot of gossiping. Go ahead.
Right. Not giving to much wine.
Not giving them much drink because you women don't know how to hold your liquor. Because guess what happens? When you get drunk, you get loose. You ever heard the term loose as a goose?
Right.
You know what I mean? You get loose and you start getting too friendly.
Right.
And guess what? You get too friendly, you mess around and sleep with the wrong man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Teachers of good things.
Teachers of what?
Teachers of good things.
Teachers of good things. So what are those good things? These laws, statutes, and commandments. Respect, honor, reverence, love, compassion. Go ahead.
That they may teach the young woman to be sober.
That they may teach the young women to be what?
Sober.
That's what we got to teach our young women and sisters that say they want to love the Lord and really be a woman of God. This is what we expect out of you. This is what we expect you to teach our daughters. Our life depends on it. But you want to know whore? We'll never get it. We'll never get it with that type of attitude. So who you gonna choose? Cardi B or the Most High? You gonna choose Nicki Minaj and Marilyn Monroe or the Most High? I think you should choose the Lord. Drop that and go ahead and go to Ecclesiastes 26 and 1. These are some beautiful scriptures about righteous sisters. And guess what? All the sisters that love their husband, all the sisters that honor their husband, all the sisters that want to be what God, the Most High, called them to be, the water. And we appreciate you. And we love you as brothers, as father figures. We love you because you are doing what the world said was impossible.
Right.
The Bible said what? You know what I mean? I went amongst 1,000 men and I found but one.
Right.
I went about 1,000 women and I found but what? How many? None. So sis, if you are in the truth and you are being what the Lord called you to be, you are that one special and peculiar thing. And we thank you for your service. And we want you to continue in your service. We want you to continue in doing this work of the Lord so that we can give our daughters a shot, man. We can give our daughters a shot to know what it means to be beautiful without twerking. To know what it is to be beautiful without putting blonde in their hair. To know what it feels to be beautiful and not having to think that white people is the standard. Go ahead, read Ecclesiastes 26 and 1.
Ecclesiastes chapter 26 Verse 1.
Go ahead.
Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife.
A virtuous wife, and that's what you need to strive for, sis. Y'all talk about, a lot of y'all think y'all Proverbs 31 and 10 sisters. Go read Proverbs 30 and 20. That's who you are. Go read it. Proverbs 31 and 10 is what you wish to be. But Proverbs 30 and 20 is what you really are. A man, well, a virtuous what? Go ahead.
Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife.
And blessed is the man that have a virtuous wife. You know what I mean? It's a blessing for a man to have a virtuous woman. It's a blessing for you to be a virtuous woman. Go ahead.
For the number of his days shall be doubled.
Man, sis, when you take on the spirit of the Lord, being a righteous sister, your household is increased. You double the years on your husband. The Lord may have wanted him to live 50 years. Now he lives to 100. Because you created the peace he deserved. And that peace is allowing him to do this work of the Lord. You're not a headache, but a reward for him. You're not a stain, but a pleasure to be around. Go ahead.
Verse 2. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband.
A virtuous woman rejoiceth for her. And what does it mean to rejoice for her husband? A lot of you sisters don't understand that. I'm going to tell you what it is. If you rejoice your husband, sis, it means that you're invested in your husband. Right. It means that you love your husband and what he's about, what he does, what he completes and accomplishes for his people. A lot of you women are not invested in your man. You too worried about the next woman, but not worried about what he needs of you. And because of that, you'll never understand what it means to be a virtuous woman, a woman that adds years unto his life, his peace. Go ahead.
A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace.
And he will fulfill the years of his life in peace. You know what he's going to do? He's going to give you the praise you deserve. When he fulfills those things, he's going to make sure you have what you need, and you guys do the things you want to do. Why? Because when you're at peace, like a lot of you sisters don't realize this beautiful thing. If you do what we tell you to do, we'll give you what you want.
Right.
Will you not? Brother, am I lying?
Right.
If your woman is fulfilling your needs and doing things that bring peace to your life, and she's and bringing gain to your life, will you hesitate to do for her? Not at all, right? Because you're gonna look and say, I have to be a blessed man for the Lord to bring me such a thing.
Right.
For the Lord to allow me such a woman, such a jewel, such something so nigh unto me that loves and supports and does everything I need. Brothers and sisters, we'll do anything. You know what I'm saying? But we won't do it for a wicked woman, and that's what a lot of these wicked women don't understand. And y'all say, oh, we don't do this and we don't do that. It's because you ain't even coming 100.
Right.
How do you expect me to come 100 and you come in 10%? Don't work like that. Go ahead, keep reading.
And he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace.
He will fulfill in peace. I'm telling you. Go ahead.
A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Lord.
Man, you fear the Lord, Doc. You know what I mean? You fear the Lord, brother. You're going to be able to get you a righteous woman. You're going to be able to have a woman that serves you. You're going to have one. Brother, if you have a woman that's being wicked, you need to check yourself.
Right.
You need to check the things that you're going through.
That's right.
You need to check the things that you're doing. Because your work should speak for the type of woman around you. Your work, your dedication, your faithfulness, the Lord will reward you and give you a woman you deserve. And she'll be happy to be pleased and pleased to dwell with you. Because she'll know what it is to be with a real man. And your days will be increased. And you'll be at peace. And sisters, we want y'all to be these things. We want to love you the way you want to be loved. We want to care for you the way you want to be cared for.
Right.
But are you providing the things we need for us to do so?
Right.
That's the question.
And you have to examine yourself. And if you're not examining yourself, we're going to count you as a liar. Is it not fair? You know what I mean? Is it not fair to say? I mean, one of the things I live by is what? Mean what you say and say what you mean.
Right.
Which in other words is what? Make sure your yays be yays and your nays be nays. Period. If I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. If I say I'm not, then I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get to class. Lord allow I get to class. And man, Lord allow, Lord Most High let me get to class. And I say the water because I love the book, the Bible. I love teaching brothers. I love this truth. And any way to help enhance another brother is my job. And it is my pleasure to do so. And then how I have pleasure in doing in the work of the Lord, sis, you better have pleasure in serving your man. Because it's the law. It's the Bible. Keep reading. Where you at, verse 5 or verse 4?
I'm verse 4.
Read from, verse 4. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Whether a man be rich or poor.
Whether a man be rich or poor. And that's another thing, because, y'all got this whole notion in the world. He got to have all this money. He had to have, I want a husband. He got to have a car. He got to have an 800 credit score. He got to drive a Benz or a BMW. You got to have an 800 credit score. You got to have a $500,000 house. You know what I'm saying? And you got to have millions in the bank. You know what I mean? For you broads out here that in the world, you better wake the hell up. Bro, I almost said, you ain't even got that.
Right.
You asking for something you ain't even got. You know what I'm saying? Bible says whether a man rich or what?
Whether a man rich or poor.
Go ahead.
If he have a good heart towards the Lord.
He have a good mind towards the Lord. Go ahead.
He shall at all times rejoice with a cheerful countenance.
Man, he shall always rejoice. He shall at all times rejoice with a good countenance. I mean, he's going to be a pleasure to be around. He's going to be a man worth serving. He's going to be a man that the Lord is with. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 5. There be three things that mine heart feareth.
Drop down to verse 14.
Verse 14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
A what?
Is a gift of the Lord.
A silent and what?
And loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
Man, listen, brothers and sisters. Do you not know how much your silence is important to us? Do you not know? Like I said, Akim, am I lying?
Right.
A woman's silence. And we're not saying, sis, you can't talk. Some of y'all talk, that's just who you are. Some of y'all do this, it's fine. But do you know how much your silence is important to us? Sometimes we just be wanting to chill.
That's right.
You feel me? Sometimes we just want, like y'all be over there worrying, what's wrong? Why are you so quiet? Like, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you bothering me? Like, I can't even just be in my space. You know what I mean? Like, and the Bible said for a righteous man and the attribute of a righteous woman. Go ahead, read it again.
Verse 14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
A silent and loving woman is a gift from the Lord. Brother, if you go home to a silent and loving woman, brother, count yourself blessed among most men.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Go ahead. Please.
And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed.
And there, Salakia, sis, if you're not reading the Bible, read this. Read that one more time, the last part. And there is what?
And there is nothing so much worth.
And there is nothing more, there's nothing worth. There's nothing worth. Go ahead.
As a mind well instructed.
There's nothing, you can't put a price on a mind that's well instructed.
Right.
You can't put a price on a woman that understands her place. You can't put a price on a woman that learns to be silent and loving. You can't put a price on a woman that loves her husband as he loves Christ. You can't put a cost on it, man. because it is that, it's that excellent. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 15. A shamefast and faithful woman is a double grace.
What is a shamefast woman? Anybody know what shamefast is?
She's quick to judge herself.
No. Go ahead.
Basically, it's just like the precept, how it says shameful or shamefaced woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's shameful. Like
No,
not
shamefast. A shamefast and faithful woman. You know what a shamefast and faithful woman? A shamefast woman is a very shy and humble woman.
Right.
A woman that's very reserved. That's the word. A shamefast woman is a reserved woman.
Right.
You know, it's a woman that, yeah, she has conversation with the sisters, but she's very to herself at times and very kind and polite and sweet. That's a shamefast woman. A very, a very reserved and shy woman. So a shamefast woman and a faithful woman is a double grace. That's a double, that's even better. You understand?
Okay.
Go ahead.
A shamefast and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued.
And the way that she thinks cannot be even valued, brother. This is a righteous woman.
Right.
This is what we want. And we can have them. And sister, you can be that. You can be that if you call to really serve the Lord, and if you tired of dealing with the bull. Now, am I saying this is one of the things, I don't want to create no illusion that there's something magical and mystical over a lot of things. This is not. Am I saying you're not going to have problems? Hell no. We all have problems.
Right.
But if I'm saying if we're both striving to be these things, we eventually come to an understanding with one another. And when we come to understanding with one another, we learn to love each other and in ways that we never knew we could love each other. You understand? And because we do that, then how I serve the Lord and how I strive to do the work, she makes the full out effort to be the woman she was called to be. Be the woman that is going to bring peace to a man's life. Be the woman that a man's going to love and want to kill and die for. You understand?
Okay.
You know what I mean? With that, I'm going to go ahead and pass the class over. Y'all can clap it up.